sounded pretty insane. My idle's probably at 750 right now. Normally it's jumping around like 1500 with these injectors. Stock ECU, no tune. Where do I start? So I was very happy that my oil pan gasket came in the mail, but it turns out that it's the wrong gasket. This one is for like a flat oil pan, and the oil pan, this is the old one, I kept it from the D16Y7, and it has these two like semicircles on there. So what I did is I went to Canadian Tire and I bought some ultra gray gasket maker, and I'm thinking I might just make a gasket on my oil pan and just stick it right up there and see how that works. But I'm not completely sure yet. When I turn the camera back on, I'll have made up my mind. Well, I'm not quite sure yet. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take the exhaust off down here and get it out of the way, take the downpipe off, and then get that oil pan out, and then I'll make a decision. Final consensus has been made. I'm going to clean this up really well and just use the gasket maker. No gasket in there. We'll see how this works. I haven't seen anything online of people just using gasket maker on a D16Y7, so this will be a good test. Okay, let's try this stuff out. So online people were saying that this ultra gray was the best stuff out there, and it was $10.50. I round up everything on my parts list for this, so $11 for this stuff, and hopefully it does the trick. I've cut a decent sized hole in there. We're gonna go around the perimeter here and try to seal this thing off. Never done this before. I'm a little nervous. Okay, this stuff does say to apply it immediately and do it hand tight so it starts to squeeze out from the outsides, but you know what? I'm gonna go underneath and we're gonna clean up the bottom of the oil pan a bit. Okay, so at the bottom of the mating surface here, gonna get a little brake clean on a rag and clean up this bottom mating surface as good as I can. We want a nice, flat, oil-free surface. Okay, this next step is gonna be really tedious for me. My oil drain is so tight and rigid that I have to attach the oil drain first and then work on getting the pan on. So I got a box here. We'll try and support this oil pan the best we can here. Oh, I forgot to loosen that. Damn it. Before I started this, I told myself I would loosen the clocking bolts on the turbo so that this oil line could freely move back and forth. I completely forgot to do that. Okay, so I've gone ahead and loosened these bolts up here. Those 6 bolts, now this moves. So we'll try this again here. Okay, so I've had to take the oil pan off again here and have it sideways to tighten on my oil drain line. And hopefully I'm able to work it on here. A little bit awkward how the angle is currently. Let's try setting this pan in now. Oh, what am I hitting? Okay, so I went ahead and tightened, or not tightened, but just hand tightened all these 10 mils around the oil pan. Now I'm just gonna snug up this oil drain. Now what I'm gonna do is, if you can see up in here, it's hand tight, so it's not fully tightened yet. It says to let it cure for an hour and then fully torque it. but I can see some gaps of RTV or gasket maker in there, so I'm just gonna go ahead and fill those in. Okay, it's been an hour. Now we can go ahead and tighten these. I believe they're supposed to be 9 foot-pounds. We're just gonna go give her a couple ugga-duggas and hope that does the trick. So you start in the middle, and then you work your way outward. I think that was the middle. I got one bolt here that's actually a 3/8 if you guys saw the video a few back when I took the oil pan off. So, a couple ugga-duggas, good to go. All right, so I got this bracket back on, and if you guys remember too, when I was taking it off, it was missing 2 bolts. Well, I put one in up here that I got from the junkyard, just a random bolt that I thought I could use for something, and it came in handy. The other side had a chunk of bolt stuck in there still, so obviously it got stripped out when the previous owner tried to take this off. So I got the downpipe just in place. It's not bolted in yet. We're gonna throw the wideband gauge in here, or the wideband sensor, and make sure it fits so that we're ready to start it up hopefully tomorrow. Downpipe's bolted up here. I'm underneath again, and we're gonna get the cat back connected to the downpipe now. Okay, is that tight? Good. Man, all this inching around under here is a pain in the butt, but we're almost there. I can just hear that first start up. Come on, butthead. So what I'm doing right now is just zip tying my wideband sensor wire so it doesn't touch the CV or the hot exhaust. Chunks of rust and debris falling into my eyes. Should be good right there. If you were wondering how it's done, that's how it's done. So you know what, for now, I'm just gonna tighten up the exhaust housing here because it's clocked right and my oil pan's on there, so that's good. All right, we got a heavy duty mechanic in the house now. First impressions?
It's pretty insane. It's got a lot of madness going on here.
Right on.
Turbo Master. I call him the Civic Master. Yeah.
Do you mind holding that, sir?
Yeah.
The Civic Master, yep, that's my name. Okay, so we're gonna cut into our brake booster here. Cam and I were just chatting, and this is what we came up with. We're gonna throw our T right up in here. Let's get it going. Watch it not be the brake booster.
Oh my.
So a brake booster will just, it uses vacuum to help you push the brake down or something? Is that what it does?
That is exactly what it does.
Okay.
There's a large diaphragm inside of that black canister.
Oh, okay. See, when I was younger, even up till like a year ago, I always saw that thing and I thought that was to do with the steering wheel because I saw the steering wheel always right behind there and I'm like, oh, that's something to do with steering. Okay, good. It's really thick hose, so this T should fit.
We'll make it fit.
Try not to slice myself. Oh, we'll make it fit all right. Okay, we went ahead and cut this little chunk out here. I cut the ends off of this, off the T here, just so it would fit. And we'll see if it slides in here. Looking good so far.
It was meant to be.
Oh, you kidding me? I think this is just fuel line or something. I use it as a vacuum line. Maybe a little twist in action.
Oh yeah.
And a little extra, because why not? Right there should be good.
Dangerous man.
Ow!
Oh my goodness.
Just kidding.
Holy.
I do that to Sarah all the time. Perfect.
Wow, not cooperating. This thing's gonna sound so good when you fire it up.
Oh yeah. Okay, so what we're doing now...
Oh, sorry.
It's going.
Oh, we're going.
What we're doing now is we're throwing our secondary O2 sensor in. I believe that's what it's called. And I second guess myself every time that I'm talking now because there's a smarter man in the room than me.
How could you say something like that?
So we're plugging this one back in just so we don't throw a code right away. Both of these sensors obviously aren't in the exhaust, so eventually it's going to throw a code, but we just want to get it started up here.
I had some pressure on it, you know, I think it went down a little bit.
What's that white stuff in there, Cam?
I don't know.
When in doubt, you get a heavy-duty mechanic to blow on your funnel for you.
We're gonna pull it out.
Okay.
It's gonna make a bit of a mess.
So our issue here was the funnel wasn't draining oil into the feed here. So I don't know why. It must be full in there. We were spinning the turbine and it still wasn't sucking it down, so. All right, we got the oil feed all hooked up here. Now I have 3.6 liters of oil here, and Cam just looked up the oil capacity. It's actually 3.6 liters, so with the turbo lines and stuff, we might be a hair low, but that'll be okay. I'm hoping that oil pan gasket that I made holds up and holds all this oil in.
Well, you're gonna find out.
Do you use a funnel normally when you pour?
No.
I've started to on the Legacy now, but I never used to.
More incentive to not spill.
Yeah. Oh, and the oil we're using is 0W30 synthetic, so I always forget to include too in the videos for people that don't know a lot about cars, or even like nobody really knows what a D16Y7 is. So I should start saying in the videos that it's a 4-cylinder inline 4.
This is my inline 4, single overhead cam, dual overhead cam.
Single, yeah.
Single overhead cam. It's a manual transmission, and it's fast, and it weighs nothing.
That's what they'll tell you. 106 horsepower. I gotta include that in the videos too. Okay, so I made this list, and it says what is needed to start Civic, because I've seen a lot of videos where people almost forget to put oil in. So we got everything. We pre-oiled the turbo. We got engine oil. All this other stuff I did before, basically. Re-gap the plugs is something good. But we're not going to do that yet because if you look down here, we don't have our reducer in yet, if you guys have been following the series, so that'll be shipped in soon. So we're actually not going to be making boost today, we're just going to be starting it and checking for leaks essentially. So that's everything. Reducer and re-gap plugs is the only thing left. Let's get this thing started up. Alright, it's been a long time coming here. I hope it starts. Let her get a little prime going.
Battery died.
All right, take 2. Any words, Sadie?
Woo! She gonna make
There we
it.
go.
It's alive, it runs good.
Wow, it actually sounds like it's idling okay. Let's see if that turbo is spinning down there. I don't want to stick my finger in there. I have a mirror. Oh yeah, it's spinning. Can you see that? Zoom in on that. You can't zoom, but just do a close up on that. Wow. Can you see it? Come over here, you can see the turbo is spinning.
Whoa! Holy shit!
So the exhaust gas is spinning the turbine. That's what's gonna give me
Power.
600 horsepower.
Oh, I want to try. Woo! Woo!
Alright, maybe a couple revs.
Boys.
Okay, and then come check out the AFRs here too. Oh, it just dropped on me. Oh, I have to learn this thing, okay. My exhaust is pressed against part of the chassis under there, so I can feel when you're revving it vibrates the car a lot. Something smells warm. I hope that turbo's getting oiled.
How does that line feel?
Tell me.
You could always just crack it. Just crack that loose and just see if oil starts coming out.
Turbo's not
Spinning like crazy, you'll be okay. Right size, Jimmy? 14? No, it's a 15.
Oh, we got a little exhaust leak here somewhere.
Might just be burning off some of that gasket and some of that new metal.
such a crappy gasket that came with it too. I'm going the right way? Yeah. This car was designed to have a turbo in here too, doesn't it look like it? So much room? Yeah. Well, the AC was... Oh, good, man. You're getting oil. Good call on that, actually. Okay, let's check out this exhaust here now. It obviously, like I have hammer marks here, so it's not the prettiest thing. I'll probably weld a tip on, but it looks like it's holding pretty well, and it's not really leaking anywhere. There's a small leak actually I just saw right where I have that exhaust clamp there, but I also might take this rear muffler off at some point and just hear what it sounds like with the one muffler resonator, not two. But fairly quiet right now, hey?
It is pretty quiet.
Yeah.
Rev it up, get some turbo spool going.
All right, get back there.
See if we can get some spool out of it. That sounded pretty insane. Definitely pushing out some boost. Do one more time, one more time. One more time. Just get it from here. Sweet Jamin.
Now come on in here for a sec.
That's such a success.
So these are the 240cc injectors, and my idle is still sitting. Oh, it doesn't come on too bad. This dash is funky, but my idle's probably at 750 right now, so it's not even bad. Normally it's jumping around like 1500 with these injectors. Stock ECU, no tune, but
It's running really good.
yeah, it does like flare up a little bit here and then, but I don't care at all.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
I'll have to get this thing tuned in, and then I can see my AFRs.
Good job, man.
Sweet. Rock on. Okay guys, thank you for watching. That was a lot of fun starting it up. I'm surprised it started that well and ran that well and idled that low, like where it should be idling. That's not to say when we put the reducer, you know what? I'm not gonna jinx it. Anyway, I wanted to show you this on the phone. It's got the VTEC right there. So, well, that doesn't have VTEC actually, but you get it. You know, it's a Honda phone. Be sure to watch the next video of this build, because in the next video I'll show you how to calibrate this AFR gauge and the sensor, because there's a certain process for that. We'll be putting the reducer on here so we can actually physically make some boost, and just buttoning up a few things, and then we're gonna go drive it. And I told Cam I'd take him for a rip, and if it is still running it at that time, but knock on metal. That's about it. We'll see you guys later. We got Sarah Lou on the phone here. Anything you want to say, Sarah Lou?
Anything I want to say?
Yeah.